So we're here, a special Couch Coach Live, IG Live. We're gonna have Pat from Say It Out Loud podcast. He'll be joining us momentarily. We'll review the 2020 NFL season. The schedule release was released yesterday, so we're gonna discuss that, and we're gonna get into it momentarily. Get ready to hop on down. Pat in here. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's get him. All right, so Pat should be joining us momentarily. All right, what's going on,
What's
Pat?
up, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Just
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
getting some stuff ready. What's happening with you?
Nothing much, man. Had a little technical difficulties. It's weird. Like I had the Wi-Fi password, and then all of a sudden, like I don't know why the Wi-Fi reset it, which was kind of weird.
Oh, all
But,
good.
yeah. So yeah, man. What's going on, man? Let's first before we get it going, let's talk about the Say It Out Loud Sports Podcast.
Yeah, man. We just did. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time and had some ideas for probably 2-3 years, but just never pulled the trigger. My brother went to audio engineering school, so he's kind of running it. He's got the soundboard, all the professional mics, things like that. So we just finally, with all the stuff going on in the world, I was like, let's just do it and see what happens. So we did our first episode last week. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. We got on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So the links are over there. It's on Stitcher and Podbean as well. I'm sure it'll be on Apple soon. But yeah, I was nervous for sure last week. I think we'll only get better with talking it out. And yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
And go on. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Back here. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the 2020 NFL schedule. Um, let's see. Shout out to everybody who's checking us out here on Instagram Live. We're waiting for Pat to come back in. Shout out to our guy Grant Guffey. What's going on, man? How's everything going? So let's talk about the NFL schedule. Pat should be joining us momentarily. There we go. Let's see. I think we got Pat back. All right. Let's see if we got Pat here. Let's see what we got going. All right, Pat. There we go. Pat, you back?
Yeah, man, I froze out on you.
All
Sorry.
right, yeah. It's all good, man. So I know you were saying about the first episode, you had jitters and what have you.
Yeah.
We'll just continue from there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was just nervous. Like I said, it was something I talked about for a while. So let's just get into it. Short thing. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Well, you're the captain. Lead the ship, man. I'm here for you.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. Hey, appreciate that. So let's talk about your thoughts on the 2020 NFL schedule, just how it's all comprised. Your thoughts on that?
The schedule itself, I'm just glad it's out, man. It gives us something to talk about. We can look at each team and they overanalyze and analyze, reanalyze, do everything to break down what we think is going to happen. As far as like strength of schedule and things, I think it's a false stat, man. The league changes so fast that you don't know who's going to be good at the end of the year. So to look back on it, you can say that, but to look forward is hard. I mean, look at the Niners last year. The year before, they weren't very good. The Rams 2 years ago exploded with Goff and all those boys. So, and then last year they weren't good at all. So, but I'm just glad it's out, man. It gives us something to talk about. But means it's close. you know?
That's true.
So those are my thoughts. I mean,
yeah, and it's funny. And like, go back to what you said, the strength of schedule. And I think I hate when people do that because at the end of the day, it's weird because you can just throw it out the way. Because when you think about it, it depends on when you play a team.
Yep.
Because what if you're playing a team that's coming off of a heartbreaking loss the week before? It could be a short week. Like you might be playing a team, two teams playing on a Thursday on the road. One team's, who knows if they play Sunday at home and then they go on the road, on Wednesday for the Thursday night game.
Right.
So I hate that too because everybody's like, oh, they got a strength of schedule. Everybody's going to have, because I even read an article one time saying that the Redskins got the toughest opponents, and then in one article, they got one of the easiest schedules in the league. But you just really can't do that.
Yeah.
One thing I like what they did, they were really crafty when they made the schedule. Because I heard that basically every week, the week 2 opponents that are playing each other on week 2, they have the bye week at the same time. So, like in my case, for dealing with the Redskins, so the Redskins play Arizona in week 2. So Arizona and Washington has a bye week that same week, and I think it's week 8.
Okay.
So that helps as far as like because they're still kind of thinking that the season might not start on time.
Right.
So when you think about it, you don't some teams may not get that bye week. Where you think about it, if it starts in week 3, then who's to say? But
yeah. I get that. That's not bad planning. Are they talking about shortening the season if they start late? I didn't even see that.
Well, no, they're making it seem as if like they're gonna push it back. So basically, so just give you an example. So week 3 started you missed the first 2 games. So after week 17, you'll play week 1, then you'll play week 2, and they're claiming that they can even push the Super Bowl until February 28th, which be crazy. February 28th could be Super Bowl.
That's too late.
The Super Bowl.
I'm not worried.
That's gonna be a little bit too much. Yeah, and who's to say how that's gonna work? So, I hate to be the pessimist, but will the season start on time? In your personal opinion?
I think so. It's been a month and a half. The season's not till what 3.5 months still.
Yeah.
So we got time. There's signs of stuff reopening now. So, I mean, eventually it's going to go back to normal. I mean, my gut says yes. I'm not sure preseason. I think they might do it without fans. Yeah. Just as a precautionary, and then season. I think the season starts on time though, for sure, unless something crazy drastic happens, and who knows, the world's ending. But no, I think it's going to start football. UFC being back tomorrow is a big step for sports. They kind of laid out a blueprint for safety concerns and things like that. So hopefully the UFC cards go off as planned and there's no issues and things like that. So I think, UFC is leading the way. I think football, being that it's 3.5 months away, I think gives us an advantage to get the season started on time. So that's my thought on that. My gut says yes, preseason, no fans, regular season fans. But if it comes back with no fans in the stands, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, part of me, I'm really hoping that we do have a season and it's with fans.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's gonna be you're gonna pack out the arena, but I still think they're probably, because I know the Dolphins were looking at a situation where they would have 15,000 fans versus 65,000. So give or take, I'm hoping. Best case scenario, I'm definitely hoping. So gotta be optimistic.
Yeah, the Jaguars are used to playing with no fans, so it wouldn't affect them really, right?
Exactly.
So some of those teams, Dolphins, Jags. Dolphins might get some fans this year because Tua. But
Tua, yeah.
Yep. Anyways, but yeah, my gut says yes. So.
Yeah. So as we look at the schedule, we all look at it from selfish reasons, from a selfish lens. So talk about your favorite football, your squad's schedule. Any good, bad, or just any thoughts on your favorite squad's schedule?
Yeah, so I'm a Niners fan. I've been a Niners fan since I was little, so I know it sounds front runner-ish right now. We got second, whatever. But so I looked at their schedule. I haven't went over everybody's schedule because quick plug. Next week on my Say It Out Loud podcast, I'm doing all the division winners, breakdowns, all that stuff. So that's episode 3. Tonight we're doing UFC. Next week's my schedule thing. So but I did review all the notes. 49ers, 4 out of their 6 first games are at home. 2 of them, the 2 away games are at both New York teams, so they get the Jets and the Giants in back-to-back weeks. So doesn't really worry me. One of the games I am looking forward to is Week 4 against the Eagles, because one of the other guys that he's a guest on my podcast. He's an Eagles fanatic. He thinks Carson Wentz is the bee's knees. The Eagles are going 16-0, winning the Super Bowl. So I will be looking forward to that one as an early game. So like I said, their schedule is easy. Like, I'm not too worried about the first 7 games. Week 7 through 10 is when they get the tough stretch. So they play at New England, at Seattle. They got a short week. They host Green Bay, and then they're going to at the Saints. So that's kind of the stretch right there. I mean, I could see them going 3-1. 2-2 would probably be okay, because I think they're going to start the season strong. And then 2 other games. Week 13, we got the Bills on Monday Night Football, which Bills are one of my surprise teams this year. I know a lot of people are kind of picking them, but I think they're going to be really good. And then at Dallas is always fun. You got the Cowboys fans. I love dealing with them because they think they're winning the Super Bowl every year also. So I like playing the Cowboys. And then they close out at Arizona and Seattle to close the season. The at Arizona game's interesting. I'm trying to go to that game if they're letting fans, but my brother's a Cardinals fan, so we're trying to go to Arizona and watch that game. Kind of depends on the playoff seedings, because if they're starting to bench people, then I don't really like going to those games. It's like a preseason game. I don't think it'll be that way, so I'm going to try to plan on being in Arizona for that game in Week 16. So I see the Niners going probably 12-4, 11-5, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
But the schedule, yeah.
Yeah.
Schedule, I don't.
And you forgot? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what you were saying, Pat?
Oh, yeah, I'm saying 12-4, roughly. 11-5 is fine, but the first 6 weeks, getting off to a strong start is important. So that Murderers Row 7 through 10 with 3 road games in a short week, that's going to be tough. But other than that, not too worried about it. Some good games.
Yeah, and of course, as a Washington Redskin fan, I think the first thing I always look at is, of course, I knew going in that we were gonna, have a home game. I mean, not a home game, but a road game. We were going to Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So I look at those type of things where it's like, I always reminisce the last time we played this team, like in 2012, Kirk Cousins led the charge in Cleveland and beat the on a miraculous playoff run in 2012. Mm-hmm. And then we stuck up the joint at Pittsburgh, and when they wore those bumblebee ugly uniforms. So it's kind of cool that, like, okay, they're 8 years later, now we go back to the scene of the crime. Where we had those things. We have good divisional games early. That's another thing where I'm really pleased that. So can I give you a barometer of where you are at this team? And then I gotta put you in this mix. The 3-game stretch, pretty much from Thanksgiving to Christmas is our quote-unquote Murderers Row. But I don't think it's going to be as bad as people projected. I think this is going to be a good step in the right direction to see what this team is going to do, because you think about it. Thanksgiving, we got the Cowboys at home at Dallas. Then we play the Steelers. We go to Pittsburgh, and then we gotta come to Santa Clara, baby. We're gonna try to shock the world in Santa Clara.
I didn't even mention those. I didn't even mention that game.
Yeah, we gotta get looks on our boy Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
We gotta give him some love taps. Our guy Kyle Shanahan.
Just tell Chase Young, don't be injuring nobody. He's gonna be a monster. Come out of the backfield.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Cal, man. He kept it classy in the 9-0 victory in October, because he could have beat the mess out of us in that game.
That was a mess.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
We're the only. I'm putting it this way: we're the only team that held the San Francisco 49ers to 9 points.
Facts.
Calling card for the silver lining in the 2019 season.
Right.
And then after the San Francisco, we got a home game against Seattle, I think a few days before Christmas on the 20th. Okay. So it's one of those things where, are we going to be spoilers? Are we going to be contenders? What are we going to be at that particular range? Are we at a point where do we see enough from Dwayne Haskins at this point? Are we tanking for Trevor? Like that's just an interesting stretch, which I don't think so, but it's just one of the things where those are going to be a good barometer and kind of, I think these are going to be the kind of matchups where Ron Rivera look over the tape and see what these guys did in this 4-week. I call it the holidays murder row.
Right.
So yeah.
Where do you think Washington ends up at? What's your optimistic finish?
And this is the day. This is May the 8th, 2020. So I'm hoping a 10-6, 9-7. I don't know if that's going to get us the 7th seed in the NFC or not, or who's to say. So I'm very optimistic about this team. And it's funny, it's reminiscent to you guys. I look at like how we're doing the same things that you guys are doing, almost like the John Lynch approach, the brick by brick, where
right.
We've been getting these solid defensive tackles, pretty much showing up our offensive line. I mean, our defensive line.
Right. Yeah.
So you look at it from that standpoint, where it's like I see us doing that, and then could Dwayne Haskins be almost like a Jimmy Garoppolo, who can just be like a game manager and kind of get it together. And we kind of like the playmakers like, you guys did in the past. So
right.
a lot of it, I look at us like with the San Francisco 49ers, the junior version of the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
At this point.
You nailed it on the head. They got some play. I like Terry McLaurin's nice. They got some pieces. Yeah. Haskins, I think you guys are a year away. I haven't looked at the schedule either. This is just off the top of the talent-wise.
Yeah.
I commend them for drafting Chase Young because it could have been very easy for them to trade out and collect more picks, but Chase Young's going to be a monster. They go D-line, get your defense in order. Ron Rivera is he's always had a good defense. He knows how to build defenses. So if Haskins gets his head on right, or not that his head's not on right, but if he turns out to be a guy that can, like you said, manage the game and not turn the ball over, you guys could be in there. I just think one more year probably. I think Dallas is going to be really good this year. I don't expect much from Philly or the Giants, but we'll see. You never know. Like, it's crazy. Like you said, we blew up out of nowhere. So.
Yeah, and it's funny, and it's funny thing about it. I really think the Giants, for some odd reason, have this premonition, and I think they're going to have a better year than people expect. I think them getting Jason Garrett is going to help Daniel Jones tremendously, and getting was it the guy from was it Brandon Robinson? The offensive tackle from was it Brand? It was, I forgot his name, but the kid from was it from Alabama?
The lineman guy
who they drafted?
Brian
Robinson, yeah.
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson, yeah. So yeah, I look at it like from that standpoint. I think they're gonna improve. So yeah, moving right along. Thursday night football matchups. Anything that like kind of sticks out to you?
I don't know. Thursdays are usually not great. I looked over them. I think the first one I noticed that was even watchable. Usually they put like some crazy games on, Jags and Dolphins. Mm-hmm. But Week 5 you got Tom Brady at Chicago. Chicago's defense is always nice. I think Trubisky's going to he's in a contract year. They brought in Foles, so Trubisky's playing for his job. I think they're going to be better than last year. So Bucks at Bears, Week 6. Then the following week is Chiefs at Bills. And then Dallas at Baltimore in Week 12. And those are the only three that stood out to me that were, not worthwhile. I'm going to watch all of them, but those three stuck out. Prime time, let's get it, important games.
Yeah, I like because I think it's the Chiefs and the Bills are playing in Week 6.
Right.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I'm thinking because Week 6 is probably right around like mid-October.
Yeah.
It's a barometer game. It's a statement game for Buffalo because you think about it, they're coming to Buffalo.
Yep.
And like you said, I'm like you. I am drinking the Buffalo Bills Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the Niagara Falls that is the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
This is where I think a game is gonna be a huge measure stick. Where is this team ready for prime time? I mean, you think about it, the simple fact that them, honestly, if it really wasn't for that miraculous play by Deshaun Watson, we're talking about them playing, going to the second round.
Right.
And another year under the belt for the Bills. Sean McDermott wants to get other pieces. He got like Josh Norman, He got Josh Norman this year, so I think he's going to really be good for them because, of course, Sean McDermott, that's his guy. So I think he's going to, he's going to be in the right scheme, the right fit for him.
Right.
But I think this Buffalo Bills team, the pressure's on them. I mean, because we're not expecting much of New England, per se.
No,
they're a question mark. But if they don't win the division, we're not. It's like it's no expectations. The Bills pretty much have it as far as they're the odds-on favorite. And you just look at the Jets. Jets are good. I still think the Jets are gonna make some noise. I really thought they were gonna make noise last year, but I think with Sam Darnold getting mono didn't help the situation.
Yeah, no, it was awful.
Yeah, so I think they're improved, and then the Dolphins is they're slowly creeping up, but I don't think they're gonna make no headway in 2020. But yeah, that's a statement game.
No, that's a big game for sure, especially for playoff seedings because the Bills that could be a playoff seeding because no one thinks they're gonna up it. The Ravens and Chiefs are the two bye week favorite teams. If the Bills can sneak in and get a bye week and get home field, that's huge. So you never know.
Yeah.
So that
when you think about now, and you think about it next year because you're only going to have one bye. So getting first place is just like it's going to be more important. That's what kind of adds that sense of urgency.
Yeah, that game's huge. So, but yeah, week 6 and then Dallas-Baltimore. That's just Lamar Jackson and the Cowboys. So that'd be a good game. So
that's to be interesting. That's a week 13. So that's like right after. That's right after Thanksgiving. So that'll be the end of November. I think that'll be the first week of December. I think
week 12. 13, I think it's week 12. Oh no, you're right.
Thanksgiving.
You're right. Yeah. Week 13. Yeah, I don't know. It's not December. Thanksgiving, but I think it's the week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think it's like December the 3rd or 2nd. I forgot which day. But that's another one where those two teams are slated. When you think about it, they're coming back. They're basically coming off a week because they both play on Thanksgiving. So that's gonna be an interesting matchup. Then week 9, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love comes to Santa Clara.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I think it'll be fun.
My two boys, Matt LaFleur and Shanahan.
Yeah.
Coming together in a nice little the Mike Shanahan Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to talk all 49ers, so I had to leave them out of that game.
Monday Night Football matchups.
So the week 1, it's the last game of week 1. Tennessee at Denver. I really want to see that game. Tennessee is good. They obviously went deep last year. I want to see where Denver's at. It's a home game. Drew Lock got some starts in the last half of the last year. We all saw Cortland Sutton and Noah Fant last year, but they had Melvin Gord, they have Phillip Lindsay, but then they added those two other receivers and Drew Lock's tight end from Missouri. I can't even say his name. It's Albert. I called him Albert O. So he was at a tight end out of Missouri. He's a beast, big target. So I don't know if they're trying to run two wides or just got him for familiarity with Lock, but I want to see their offense because if their offense is good, then they're going to be able to keep up with some of those teams in the AFC West. That's one of my other surprise teams. I'm not hearing a ton about Denver, but if those young receivers can step up and make big plays, Von Miller's coming back, and I think that would be – so that's an interesting game. I know it's only week 1, so it's going to be overreaction Tuesday after those days, but if Denver wants to make a playoff push for even a wild card, I think that's a really big game because Tennessee's going to be in the wild card mix at the end of the year for sure. They always go 8-8, 9-7, so that one. Kansas City, Baltimore is week 3, Monday night. Says that's and then Arizona, Dallas. I like Arizona, so I'm anxious to see them. And then Buffalo goes to Santa Clara week 13. So Buffalo matches up well with San Francisco. Their defense, both those teams' defense, but I think Buffalo might have the top 2 defenses in the league. So that defense travels. So even though they're going to Frisco, I think that's a game, and that's gonna be an important game week 13. So those are the 4 Monday night games I was looking at.
Nice. And but I didn't put it on a list, but it was like kind of like an honorable mention. Mm-hmm. I do like that Tennessee versus Denver matchup. Mm-hmm. It's like a contrast of styles where I'm kind of liking what they did in the draft when you think about it because, they got Kansas City. They got to play Patrick Mahomes
Yep.
and the track meet that is the Kansas City Chiefs. I need to compete with that. If I don't get better, I'm good defensively, but I need to get, I need to actually get some guys weapons. And like Jerry Jeudy, I think Jerry Jeudy is going to be tremendous. Like to get him at that range was like a steal. And
Right.
then, and then I think, like you said, Drew Lock, pardon me, is going to be pretty much, I think for certain he's going to be their guy. I think John Elway sold.
Yeah.
Like I said, Cortland Sutherland, and then Melvin Gordon comes over. I mean, that's going to be an interesting team. Saints versus the Raiders. That's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be in Vegas. It'll be the 50th anniversary of Monday Night Football, and I think it's going to be just a great night. And it's, celebrate something like that. That's going to be that's going to be a great show. We talk about Kansas City versus the Ravens. That'd be the next week in week 3. I think that's going to be interesting. Seattle versus Philly. So this is the playoff rematch of last year, and this comes on the heels. This is week 12, so this is the Monday before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And this is where you kind of think this is when like the beginning of like the NFC like playoff like draft. I think essentially one domino can fall. Like whoever loses game,
Right. Loser leaves town. Yeah.
Essentially, it could be because I think you're headed at that point where we talked about we talked about the NFC East, and then we also talked about the NFC North. I mean the West, and it's a pecking order, and these guys aren't necessarily on the top of that list, so they have to gain ground. We don't think we necessarily would consider these teams that we think will be division winners per se, but
right.
They would need this game to get one of the pretty much 3 wild card spots that's available.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. The Seattle games Seattle Philly's always tight games, so I agree.
So let's round out this live. Your top 5 matchup that you're just looking forward to. It can be personal. You can have all 5 49ers game. I will not judge you.
Well, the obvious answer is Breeze Brady week 1. That was the first thing that I saw. I scanned the schedule. There's some other good games like Denver, Tennessee, but Breeze and Brady takes the cake for the number one that stuck out to me. Bucks and Chiefs play Thanksgiving weekend. It's not on Thanksgiving, but it's that weekend. So you got Brady Mahomes that weekend. So you already get 3 games Thursday. Then Sunday you get Bucks Chiefs. So that Brady Mahomes, Breeze Brady, those 2. I'm a Brady guy, so there's that. Then the Philly San Francisco game we already talked about, and that's for reasons, just I kind of don't like Philly. Well, I don't really not like Philly, but I like rooting against my team. Rooting against my friends. So, and then the San Francisco Arizona game in Week 16. That Arizona could be surprised. They could be up there in.
Yes.
If that defense gets better, I talked about this on my draft breakdown in my first episode that they added Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker, and they gave up so many touchdowns to tight end. So if that and Cardinals put a point last year, they couldn't stop anybody. So if they can figure out the defensive side of the ball, they could be up there with 10-6 somewhere in there, maybe fighting for the division. Who knows? But and then I might go to that game. So San Francisco, Arizona, Week 16. And then the other 2, since I live close to Vegas, it's only about a 3.5-hour drive. Mm-hmm. The Raiders get the Bucks are hosting the Bucks on October 25th, and the Chiefs on November 22nd. So I'm sure tickets are going to be through the roof. So I'm not sure I'm going to go, but you never know. You hit a parlay one week, and then you go out there and go to the game. So those 2, at least for later in the season, maybe I can put some money in my piggy bank and save up. So those are the kind of games I saw that stick out.
Yeah.
And my dad's a Raider fan, so he would want to be. He wants to go. So nice. Those are mine. What about you? What are you looking at?
So I got week 1. I'm gonna go in descending order. So I go from 5 to 1. So I got Tampa Bay versus the Saints. Week 1, the battle of the 40-year-old quarterbacks.
All right.
Number 4, I got Redskins versus the Browns. make that 8-year pilgrimage to Cleveland. I'm hoping I can go this year. Hopefully, it'll be a great weekend. Go to Cleveland, then go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame once again. Go down George Halas Drive one more again.
Right.
And then Sunday, catch my boys beat the Cleveland Browns. Number 3, the Cowboys versus Redskins matchup. Of course, the first one at home on October 25th, and then Thanksgiving. Those are gonna be good, just slugfest. And plus, especially for Thanksgiving, the family's around. The team, the family's like halfway. You got half Redskin fans, half Cowboy fans. So all the trash talking is gonna be fun.
Right.
So I'm just looking forward to that. Number 2, and this is gonna be weird. This is gonna sound crazy, but I think it's gonna make sense once everything, once I could be like a, Nostradamus when it comes to this.
Right.
The Steelers versus Brown Week 17. I'm gonna say it now. Today is May 8th, 2020. This will be your Sunday night football matchup, your 8:25 matchup on Sunday, January 3rd, 2021. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Browns will be playing this game for that final 7th spot in the AFC wild card. Mark my word.
The 6th seed, right?
Well, they changed it because this year the playoffs, they're gonna have 7 teams this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna have 7. So yeah, that's another thing. That's another entry where you got an extra team this year. So that helps.
See, I didn't even know that. See, that's what I get for not watching the release. I just look at the schedule.
It's all good, man. I've been in quarantine for like 2.5 months. So
yeah,
that's all I live. It's all good.
Right.
So I think that's going to be the one.
Okay.
And then number 1, the Chiefs versus the Ravens. I think this, like you said, this could be, even though it's week 3, this could be a statement game. This could put either one of these teams on a trajectory to the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yep. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah,
so definitely appreciate you coming through tonight, Pat. Tell them where they can find you.
All right, man. So we're on. So the handle is at Say It Out Loud Sports. The show's name is Say It Out Loud Sports. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search that on YouTube, and I upload. Episode 2 will be up tonight. We're covering a little small talk, but the majority of tonight is going to be breaking down the fights tomorrow night. You watch the fights? Are you ready for the fights?
Yeah, I be here and there with it. I've watched here and there, but not I'm a casual with the fights.
Tomorrow, well, watch tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. So we're breaking down the fights tonight. That podcast will be up. It'll be up late your time. Probably. So tomorrow morning, if you end up getting the fights, check it out. And then, we just post the podcast there. I put up some content every day. I try to be consistent with it on Instagram. So at Say It Out Loud Sports on all social media. I got to create a Twitter. I haven't got in the Twitter world yet. Hello, Twitter world. Haven't done that yet. So
get on there, man.
So thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate it. Got the nerves out, and well, I'm sure we'll do this again. So
absolutely. I'm always down, and man, definitely thank you again, Pat, for coming on, and man, thank you, and man, have a good show tonight, man. You're gonna kill it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So this has been the Couch Coach Live 2020 schedule release preview. I want to thank everybody who checked in, watched the live. Until next time, man, we'll see you guys the next go round, man. Appreciate you guys for spending your Friday evening with the coach.